Folklore, legends, myths, and fairy tales have followed childhood through the ages. For every healthy youngster has a wholesome and instinctive love for stories fantastic, marvelous, and manifestly unreal. Yet the old-time fairy tale, having served for generations, may now be classed as historical in the children's library. For the time has come for a series of newer wonder tales in which the stereotyped genie, dwarf, and fairy are all eliminated, together with the horrible and blood-curdling incidents devised by their authors to point a fearsome moral to each tale. Modern education includes morality. Therefore, the modern child seeks only entertainment in its wonder tales and gladly dispenses with all disagreeable incident. Having this thought in mind, let us get on with tonight's story, shall we? I promise you, it will be no Goldilocks. Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies, with Uncle Henry, who was a farmer, and Aunt Em, who was the farmer's wife.
Don't forget Toto.
Who could forget about Toto? Typically, Uncle Henry worked the farm, Aunt Em worked in the house, and Dorothy spent her days playing with Toto. For nothing truly happens in Kansas. But today the sky was grayer than usual. The wind howled from the north and the south.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
What? No, a cyclone hit the house. This chapter is literally called The Cyclone.
But twister sounds so much better than cyclone.
And who's the author here?
You.
So I think I know what sounds best for my story, thank you. Now as you were. As the cyclone approached the house, Uncle Henry and Aunt Em sought shelter in the cellar, while Dorothy searched for Toto, who had run off.
Toto! Toto, where are you?
The cyclone quickly enveloped the house, with Dorothy trapped inside.
Hold on, Toto!
Now, in the middle of a cyclone, the air is generally quite still, but the great pressure of the wind on every side of the house raised it up higher and higher until it was at the very top of the cyclone, and there it remained and was carried miles and miles away as easily as you could carry a feather.
We're flying away like a balloon, Toto.
In spite of the swaying of the house and the wailing of the wind, Dorothy soon closed her eyes and fell fast asleep. Dorothy awoke to a shocking surprise. The cyclone had brought her to a strange and beautiful land.
I don't think we're in...
Stop! I don't have the rights for you to say that.
But it's your story.
Just go back to being a character. While she stood looking eagerly at the strange and beautiful sights, she noticed coming toward her a group of the queerest people she had ever seen. They were not as big as the grown folk she had always been used to, but neither were they very small. In fact, they seemed about as tall as Dorothy, who was a well-grown child for her age, although they were, as so far as looks go, many years older.
Who are you?
I'm Dorothy.
And where are you from, Dorothy?
Well, I'm from Kansas. Who are you?
We are the Munchkins, and you, Dorothy, have saved us.
Saved you?
Roll the speech!
You are welcome, most noble sorceress, to the land of the Munchkins. We are so grateful for you to having killed the Wicked Witch of the East, and for setting our people free from bondage. The Wicked Witch of the East has held all Munchkins in bondage for many years, making them slaves for us night and day. Now we are all set free, and we are thankful for your favor.
What a wonderful celebration.
Who are you?
I am the Good Witch of the North. I came as soon as I heard the wonderful news.
But I thought all witches were wicked.
Oh, nonsense. There are only 4 witches in the land of Oz, and 2 of them, those who live in the north and south, are good witches. I know this is true, for I am one of them and cannot be mistaken. Those who dwelt in the east and west were indeed wicked witches, but now that you've killed one of them, there is but one wicked witch in all of the land of Oz, the one who lives in the west.
Enough of history. We must celebrate. The Wicked Witch is dead.
We cannot celebrate quite yet. We must present our hero with their reward. Bring her the silver shoes.
Oh yes, bring them to her.
Oh, why, thank you. I've never been rewarded for killing a witch before.
These shoes were once the prized possession of the Witch of the East. Now they are yours. Come on.
Dorothy put them on. They were a perfect fit.
I don't want to do that.
You have to. It's a part of the story.
They stole them off of the dead witch's body.
Just put them on so we can keep the story going.
Thank you for the shoes, but I'm so lost. I don't really know where I am, and I just want to get home to Kansas.
My sweet girl, while I do not know where Kansas is, I know someone who can help you.
Who?
The wizard, of course. The Wizard of Oz. He lives in the Emerald City.
How do I find the Wizard of Oz?
The road to the city of emeralds. It's paved with yellow bricks. You can't miss it.
When you get to Oz, do not be afraid of him, but tell him your story and ask him to help you.
This is helpful. Thank you so much.
Good luck, my dear. I hope you find your way home.
And so Dorothy set off on her adventure down the yellow brick road with her faithful Toto in tow. Now along the yellow brick road, Dorothy made a few friends. First was a little munchkin named Bach who was throwing a party, but he isn't that important.
But wait, Bach was a good friend to me.
But he wasn't important. What every good adventurer needs are companions. You, small girl, are about to meet your first friend.
All I see is a scarecrow. All I see is a scarecrow.
Good day.
Did you speak?
Good day.
Did you just speak?
Certainly. Did you know it is very tedious being perched up here night and day to scare away crows?
Can't you get down?
Nope. On account of this pole stuck up my back. If you will please take away the pole, I shall be greatly obliged to you.
Of course.
I feel like a new me. Thank you. So, who are you and where are you going?
My name's Dorothy, and I'm going to the Emerald City to ask the Great Oz to send me back to Kansas.
Oh, nice. What is that and who is he?
Why, don't you know?
You see, I have no brain. I'm just stuffed with straw. Say, do you think if I go to the Emerald City with you that Oz would give me some brains?
Well, I don't know. There's no hurt in trying. I'd love the company.
Dorothy and Scarecrow traveled only a little further when all of a sudden...
Help!
Did you just hear that?
Seemed to be coming from this funny-looking tree.
That's not a tree. That's a man made from tin. Did you just groan?
Yes, I did. I've been groaning for more than a year and no one has ever heard me before. Come to help me. Could you get an oil can and oil my joints? They're rusted so badly I can't move them at all. If I'm well oiled, I'll be all right again. You can find an oil can on the shelf of my cottage.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
So, scare any crows with that groaning?
No.
Cool. Me either.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, sweet girl. Oil my neck first. Now, oil the joints of my arms. I've been holding that axe in the air ever since I rusted, and I'm glad to be able to put it down at last. Now, if you oil the joints of my legs, I'll be all right once more. I might have said otherwise if you not come along, so you've certainly saved my life. How'd you even happen to be here?
We're on our way to the Emerald City to ask to see the Great Oz. I want him to send me back to Kansas, and the Scarecrow wants him to put a few brains in our head.
Do you think Oz could give me a heart?
I don't see why not.
Join us, Tinman. We can all go together.
This trio, they soon became a quartet, for when they entered the deep, dark forest, they heard a mighty roar.
That sounds like a lion. We have to hide.
Good thinking there, pal. Let's go, Dorothy.
All right, come on, Toto. Toto.
Dorothy, we have to hide!
I can't let Toto be eaten by a lion. Don't you hurt my Toto.
Ouch! I wasn't gonna bite him.
Doesn't matter. Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
I can't,
Why not?
because I'm scared.
But you're a lion. Lions aren't supposed to be scared.
Well, this one is. I wish I wasn't such a coward.
Say, I had an idea. Why don't you come with us to see the Wizard of Oz? Maybe he could give you some courage. We're already headed that way, so I can get a brain, he can get a heart, and she can get a Kansas.
Would you really want a fraidy cat like me?
As long as you don't bite my dog, I think we can work together to get there.
Okay.
Once they calmed down the lion, the four were off once again to the Emerald City. Their adventures took them through dangerous mountains, treacherous rivers, and rodent royalty.
Excuse me. I thought that we just had to follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah, that sounds a lot safer than what you just said.
You get used to it. He's been sending me on a wild goose chase all day.
What did I tell you before, kid? I write the story.
If the road is so treacherous and dangerous, why can't you give us something easier to deal with, like a poppy field? People like poppies.
You know, Scrap Pile, you may be onto something.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
All of a sudden, finally, the four could see the Emerald City. All that stood in their way was a field of poppies.
See, that's nice.
Unfortunately, these poppies had the power to put people to sleep. Soon Lion, Dorothy, and Toto would fall into a deep slumber.
What are we gonna do?
Are you kidding me? Can't you just skip past this part?
I mean, I guess I could, but what fun would that be?
It would get your story done faster. Please, just this once.
All right, fine. Blah, 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 blah. Magic, 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 magic. And voila! They wake up and the four make it to the gates of the Emerald City. Once they were there, they were met by a guard at the gate. Characters can be so needy.
Who goes there?
We've come to see the wizard.
Too bad. You will have to come back tomorrow if you want an audience with the wizard.
But we came all this way.
On a dangerous journey, no less.
Surely you can show us to him.
No! Don't you see the badge? I make the rules and I say no.
I'll never get home.
What is she doing? Why is she leaking from her eyes?
She's crying because she's upset. She wants to go home, but she can't without the help of the wizard.
How do I make it stop? It isn't settling.
You could let us in.
I told you already. You know what? Fine. Come on in. Welcome to the Emerald City. Please put on your government-issued green glasses so that the city's brilliance doesn't blind you.
Seriously?
I would never joke, my straw-filled fellow. I shall now take you to see the wizard.
The guard walked our adventurers into the palace of the Wizard of Oz. He instructed that each would go in one at a time to ask the wizard for their requests. Dorothy went first. When she entered the room, she was met by a large floating head. As Dorothy gazed upon this in wonder and fear, the eyes turned slowly and looked at her sharply and steadily. Then the mouth moved, and Dorothy heard a voice say, "I am Oz, the great and terrible. Who are you, and why do you seek me?"
I'm Dorothy, the small and meek. I've come to you for help.
"Where did you get those shoes?"
From the Wicked Witch of the East. My house killed her when I arrived.
"What do you wish me to do?"
Send me back to Kansas where my Aunt Em and Uncle Henry are. I don't like your country, although it's so beautiful. And I'm sure Aunt Em will be dreadfully worried over me being away for so long.
Foolish girl, you have no right to expect me to send you back to Kansas unless you do something for me in return. In this country, everybody must pay for everything he gets. If you wish for me to use my magic power to send you home again, You must do something for me first. Help me, and I will help you.
What must I do?
Kill the Wicked Witch of the West.
But I cannot.
You killed the Wicked Witch of the East, and you wear the silver shoes, which bear a powerful charm. There is now but one Wicked Witch left in all this land, and when you can tell me she is dead, I will send you back to Kansas. But not before. Now go! Dorothy left devastated from what she had experienced. One by one, the friends asked for what they wanted, and one by one, they left more terrified than when they entered. As they recounted their tales, they realized the wizard did not show his true form to any of them. For Dorothy, he was a floating head. For Lion, a ball of fire. For Tinman, a beast. And for Scarecrow, a beautiful woman.
Are you serious? A beautiful woman? I really do need to brain Scarecrow.
What shall we do now?
There's only one thing we can do, and that is to go to the land of the Winkies, seek out the Wicked Witch, and destroy her. If we don't, I'll never get my courage.
I'll never have my brains.
And I'll never have a heart.
And I'll never get to go back home. But I can't do this alone.
Whoever said you had to, we have your back, right, fellas?
Of course.
Therefore, it was decided to start upon their journey the next morning, and the woodman sharpened his axe on a green grindstone and had all his joints properly oiled. The Scarecrow stuffed himself with fresh straw, and Dorothy put new paint on his eyes that he might see better. The next day would be the greatest adventure of their life.
I guess this is it. I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you. That is so kind.
Especially because I have money on you all to come back alive and unmaimed.
Well, that is reassuring.
With that, the guard pointed the group off towards the land of the Winkies and home of the Witch of the West. But news spread of the friends' quest, and the Wicked Witch of the West was less than pleased. Now the Wicked Witch of the West had but one eye, yet that was as powerful as a telescope and could see everywhere. Sometimes she forgot how to talk because of a spell she had messed up in the past.
Really? One eye? Why not just make me green, why don't you?
That's a good idea. Maybe another time.
They're in the Winky country and getting awfully close. I must stop them from getting any closer, but what to do?
She pondered this for some time. Though she ruled over the Winkies, she knew that sending them on this mission was futile. Then she decided to send her wolves to attack Dorothy and her friends.
Whoa, wolves? That's a little rough, my guy. Can I send something smaller?
What is with my characters being so opinionated? Fine. Wolves didn't work, so she sent the King of the Crows to peck out their eyes.
Too gruesome. Got any other ideas?
Crows failed, so she sent her killer bees to sting them.
Killer bees?
Fine. The bees failed to stop them too, so she used her golden cap and summoned the wing of the kinged monkeys to go and capture the girl and maim her friends.
Now you're talking. Okay. Epe, Pepe, Kake, Hilo, Hilo, Hello, Zizzy, Zuzi, Zeke!
You know I can speak, right?
Silence. Capture the girl and bring her to me. Don't let those friends of hers get in your way.
As you command, we will leave nothing to chance.
Our friends were then ambushed by the flying monkeys. They tried to hide, but it was useless. A monkey snatched up Dorothy and Toto and brought them back to the witch. On their first meeting, she realized Dorothy had something which belonged to her.
Give me my shoes.
What?
Those shoes on your feet. Give them to me. They were once my sister's and now they're mine.
No, they're mine.
Foolish girl, if you do not hand over those shoes, I will put a spell on you.
No, don't!
Whoa! Put that down, you lunatic. You could kill somebody.
It's just water.
Don't you know water can kill me?
No.
Oh, then forget I said anything. Anyways, until you hand over those shoes, you will be my prisoner. Hope you plan on sticking around. Monkey, come here.
Yes, Your Wickedness?
Have you done as I've asked?
We have obeyed you as far as we were able. The Tinman and Scarecrow are destroyed,
Destroyed? Oh no.
and the lion is tied up in your yard.
Tied up?
You have done wonderfully, Monkey.
Your power over our band is now ended, and you will never see us again.
We'll see about that. Run along now. Now, my girl, you should get some rest. You're going to have your work cut out for you.
Work?
Why, yes, dearie. Unless I get those shoes, you will work for me for a long, long time. Now, where did I put my saddle?
Why would you need a saddle?
For the lion, of course, though. If I can't ride him into battle like a horse, I suppose I'll just starve it, then dispose of the body like I did the Scarecrow and Tinman.
I won't let you do that to my friend.
Really? And what are you going to do about it?
This!
No! Oh no, my one weakness, you horrible girl. In just a few minutes, I shall be all melted and you will have the castle to yourself. That's prime real estate. I have been wicked in my day, but I never thought a little girl like you would ever be able to melt me and end my wicked deeds. Look out, here I go.
What's happening? I heard screaming.
I'm melting.
I can see that. Who did this to the Wicked Witch of the West?
I did.
On behalf of all the Winkles, we thank you for killing that wicked old witch. We will forever be in your debt.
It was nothing, really.
Is there anything we can do to repay you?
Could you help free my friends?
Certainly. I will personally see to if that your friends are found as soon as possible.
Thank you.
The first to be found was the lion. Dorothy was glad to see a friendly face.
Dorothy, boy, am I glad to see you. I've never been more scared in my life.
Then the Winkies found the Tin Man. He had been bent and dent and horribly rusted. A tinsmith was called in to fix him good as new.
Fantastic. I thought I'd never move again. So I'm seeing you guys too. If only we had the Scarecrow with us, though, I'd be quite happy.
Yeah, I miss that old hay bag.
Yeah.
Soon thereafter, the Winkies found the Scarecrow high up in the trees. She had been torn into pieces and left there by the flying monkeys. Tin Man chopped down the tree to rescue Scarecrow. Bits of straw and fabric floated through the air as the tree came tumbling down. The Winkies then put all the pieces back together till they had our Scarecrow back.
Good thing I don't have a brain. I think that all this would have given me a big headache.
It's so nice to have you all here again, but it's time we go back to Oz and claim his promise for killing the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes, I can't believe it. I'll finally get my heart.
And I'll get my brains!
And I'll get my courage.
And I'll get to go back to Kansas. Oh, what are we waiting for? To the Emerald City.
Our heroes set off on their journey back to the land of Oz. Before they left, the Winkies asked the Tin Man to be their ruler because of how he had saved Scarecrow. Face it, after being controlled by a witch for years, you need continued guidance when she's gone. Dorothy and friends traveled for what seemed like weeks to return to the Emerald City. They even had to get assistance from the flying monkeys using the Wicked Witch's golden cap, which Dorothy had cleverly taken with her from the castle. After many trials, they reached the gates of the city, where a familiar face was there to greet them.
What? Are you back again?
Do you not see us?
Yes, I see you, but I thought you had gone to visit the Wicked Witch of the West.
We did visit her.
And she let you go again.
She could not help it. She's melted.
Melted? Well, that is good news indeed. You melted her.
It was
Good gracious. Then better get on there to see the wizard. Barely, only $20.
The guard had the news carried straight to Oz that Dorothy and the other travelers had come back again after destroying the Wicked Witch. The following day, they were granted audience with the Great Oz, but when they arrived in the throne room, they saw no one. They kept close to the door and closer to one another, for the stillness of the empty room was more dreadful than any of the forms they had seen Oz take. "I am Oz, the great and terrible. Why do you seek me?"
Where are you?
"I am everywhere, but to the eyes of common mortals, I am invisible. I will now seat myself upon my throne that you may converse with me."
We have come to claim your promise, O Oz.
"What promise?"
You promised to send me back to Kansas once the Wicked Witch was destroyed.
And you promised to give me brains.
And you promised to give me a heart.
And you promised to give me courage.
Is the Wicked Witch really destroyed?
Yes, I melted her with a bucket of water.
Dear me, how sudden. Well, come to me tomorrow, for I must have time to think it over.
Are you kidding me? You had plenty of time already.
We won't wait a day longer.
You must keep your promise to us.
The lion thought it might be as well to frighten the wizard, so he gave a large, loud roar, which was so fierce and dreadful that Toto jumped away from him in alarm and tipped over the screen that stood in the corner. As it fell with a crash, they looked that way, and the next moment all of them were filled with wonder, for they saw, standing in the spot the screen had hidden, a little old man with a bald head and a wrinkled face, who seemed to be just as much surprised as they were.
Who are you?
I am Oz, the great and terrible. But don't strike me. Please don't. And I'll do anything you want me to.
I thought Oz was a great head.
And I thought Oz was a terrible beast.
Lady.
And I thought Oz was a ball of fire.
No, you're all wrong. It's all make-believe.
Make-believe? Are you not a great wizard?
Shh, not so loud. I'm supposed to be a great wizard.
But you aren't.
Not a bit of it, my dear. I'm just a common man.
No, you're more than that. You're a humbug.
You're right.
This is terrible. How will I ever get my heart?
Or my courage.
Or my brains.
Doesn't anyone else know that you're a humbug?
No one knows it but you four, and myself. I've fooled everyone for so long that I thought I should never be found out. It was a great mistake my ever letting you into the throne room. Usually I will not even see my subjects, so they believe I'm something terrible.
But I don't understand. How did you appear to me as a great head?
That was one of my tricks. You see, I made this large painted head. Then I hung it from the ceiling by a wire. I stood behind the screen and pulled on a thread to make the eyes move and the mouth open, like a big puppet.
But how about the voice?
Oh, I'm a ventriloquist. I can throw the sound of my voice wherever I wish, so that you thought it was coming out of the head. Here are the other things I used to deceive you. I'm so sorry I deceived you. I truly am a humbug. But please, sit down. There are plenty of chairs, and I will tell you my story. I was born
We
in
don't need the details. Just skip to the part where you got here.
Fine. My balloon got caught in a storm one day at the circus, and I flew for what seemed like days. Then I named the country I landed in the Emerald City, and to make the name fit better, I put green spectacles on all the people, so that everything they saw was green.
But isn't everything here already green?
No more than in any other city, but when you wear green spectacles, why of course everything you see looks green to you.
That's a horrible trick.
You are a very bad man.
Oh no, you've got it all wrong. I'm really a very good man. I'm just a very bad wizard.
But you can give me brains, right?
You don't need them. You're learning something every day. A baby has brains, but it doesn't know much. Experience is the only thing that brings knowledge, and the longer you're on Earth, the more experience you are sure to get.
Interesting. But I'm made of straw, so I still need a brain. I came all this way for a brain, and I intend on getting one.
Well, I'm not much of a magician, as I said, but if you will come to me tomorrow morning, I will stuff your head with brains. I cannot teach you how to use them, however. You must find that out for yourself.
Really? Oh, thank you, thank you. I'll find a way to use them. Never fear. You hear that, fellas? I'm getting a brain.
But how about my courage?
You have plenty of courage, I'm sure. All you need is confidence in yourself. There's no living thing that is not afraid when it faces danger. True courage is in facing danger when you're afraid, and that kind of courage you have in plenty.
Those are some sweet words, but I'm still a big fraidy cat.
Very well. I will give you that sort of courage tomorrow.
How about my heart? I know it gives most people unhappy, but I really, truly want one.
Fine, fine. You were one of the lucky ones, Tin Man. Come to me tomorrow and you shall have a heart. I've played wizard for so many years that I might as well can continue the part a little longer.
How am I to get back to Kansas?
We shall have to think about that. There's only one thing I ask in return for my help, such as it is. You must keep my secret and tell no one I'm a humbug. The next day, Scarecrow, Lion, and Tin Man returned to the wizard one by one to receive their gifts. Scarecrow got his brains. No, too easy. Oz gave the Scarecrow pins and needles and some bran for brains. Now Tin Man got a heart. That was stuffed with sawdust and thrown into the barrel of his torso. Oh, this is perfect. What to do with the lion, though? I suppose I could give him courage. Nah. Oz gave the lion a potion of courage, which was merely water with edible glitter and food coloring. Oh, Baum, you've outdone yourself. Now what to do with Dorothy? For 3 days, Dorothy heard nothing from Oz while her friends enjoyed the rewards he had bestowed on them. But then, on the 4th day, Dorothy, come here, my dear. I think I found a way to get you out of this country.
And back to Kansas?
Well, I'm not sure about Kansas, because Lord knows why I'd want to go back there. You see, when I came to this country, it was in a balloon. You also came through the air, being carried by a cyclone. So I believe the best way to get across the desert will be through the air. Now, it's quite beyond my power to make a cyclone, but I've been thinking the matter over, and I believe I can make a balloon.
So you're going to send me home in a balloon?
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, not just you. I will be joining you.
You will?
Well, of course. I'm an expert ballooner, after all. We'll get you back into Kansas in time for supper. And so Oz went to work, and soon he created a balloon large enough to return him to Omaha.
And me to Kansas.
Right. Anyway, before he left, Oz gathered everyone in the Emerald City for an important proclamation. Fair citizens, it has been an honor to be your ruler. However, I'm tired and I need a vacation. I'm going away to make an important visit. While I'm gone, the Scarecrow will rule over you. Obey him as he would me. Come now, Dorothy.
Toto! Toto! Not again!
Dorothy, hurry up, will ya? The balloon will fly away.
I'm sorry, we can't leave yet. I can't find Toto anywhere. I won't leave without him.
We'll help you look for him, Dorothy.
In the midst of looking for Toto, the balloon began to slip away. Oz was holding out his hands to help her into the basket when all of a sudden, crack went the ropes, and the balloon rose into the air without her.
Come back! I'm gonna go too!
I'm afraid I can't come back, my dear. I'm not quite sure how. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm so sorry, Dorothy.
I'll never get home now.
Don't worry, Dorothy. We'll have to think of something.
Sadly, they couldn't think of a way for Dorothy to get home. She remained in the land of Oz and became a farmer supplying the Emerald City and surrounding area with fresh vegetables. The land soon became quite
Now wait
fertile.
just a minute, you little fraud. The story isn't over yet.
Lion is right. It can't be over. Dorothy isn't home.
Who said Dorothy was ever getting back to Kansas?
Isn't that the point of the story? To find your home.
Hey, I'm the author. I say what the story's about.
Well, that's just not fair.
Oh, you think you could make a better ending?
Well, I don't.
I believe Scarecrow could give Dorothy's better story a better ending than you.
Oh, Lion, thank you.
I agree.
Listen,
Fine.
you all are very
Go
kind.
rogue. See if I care. But when your story ends badly, don't come crying back to me. Wait till Sir Arthur hears about this. I bet his characters don't try to solve mysteries by themselves.
No, please don't go.
So, what's the plan, Scarecrow?
I don't know. I don't have any plans.
We need to get Dorothy home.
Maybe the author was right. I should just stay here forever.
Absolutely not. Scarecrow, put your brain of yours to use and think of something.
Okay.
Oh, we could call upon the king of the winged monkeys. They could fly you to Kansas.
I'm afraid Kansas is a bit too far for a monkey to carry me and Toto.
Perhaps we could send for another balloon to be made.
I don't know how to fly. They said I have to stay here. Guess it's time to find a nice plot of land to farm.
Now, wait a minute. Glinda!
Gesundheit.
No! Glinda! Glinda the Good Witch of the South! She could help us!
Who's that?
She is the most powerful witch in all of Oz. If anyone can get you home, it's her.
How can I get to her castle?
We shall take the road straight to the south. The way is full of dangers still, but the best thing for you, Dorothy, is to go to the south and ask Glinda for help. If you stay here, you will never get back to Kansas.
Will you all go with me?
Of course.
Yeah, we've already been on one life-threatening journey with you. What's one more?
It's settled then. Tomorrow morning we begin our journey to return Dorothy to Kansas.
So, are you ready to start our journey?
Yep.
Absolutely.
You bet.
Perfect. Scarecrow, do you care to lead the way?
Certainly. So, the friends set off down the road.
Scarecrow? What are you doing?
You're supposed to be leading us down the road.
I know. The author just got us places a lot faster by just talking out into space as if there are people there to hear him. I thought I would give it a try.
Are you sure it's even going to work?
Only one way to find out. So, the friends set off down the road in search of Glinda's castle. Along the way, they came across a quaint little town made out of china. We may have broken a few things while passing through. Made a few very, very cute china dolls. Very, very angry. You don't want to do that. We made it out, but the town doesn't look as beautiful anymore. After all, one is never so pretty after being mended. We were also attacked by trees. Can you believe it? Fortunately, Tinman had that axe of his to chop away at those pesky branches. Then, as we crossed through the forest, Lion was asked to become king of the beast. Now, there are 2 rulers in the group. We also had to hike over a mountain, but that isn't as exciting. Finally, we ended up in front of Glinda's castle.
Well, I'll be.
We made it.
We were then escorted in. Before we went to see Glinda, however, we had to make ourselves presentable. Then, and only then, were we ushered into a big room where the witch Glinda sat upon a throne of rubies.
May I try this?
Sure, go ahead.
She was both beautiful and young to their eyes. Her hair was rich red in color and fell in flowing ringlets over her shoulders. Her dress was pure white, but her eyes were blue and looked kindly upon the little girl.
Wait, hold up. I thought she would wear pink.
Let me have this.
What is your wish?
My greatest wish is to get back to Kansas, for Aunt Em will surely think something dreadful has happened to me, and that'll put her in mourning. And unless the crops are better this year than they were the last, I'm afraid Uncle Henry cannot afford it.
My child, your wish shall be granted. And you 3, what is your wish?
Same as Dorothy's, your shininess.
We wish to have her return safely home, though we will miss her dearly.
It would be such a shame to deprive the people of such a wonderful ruler.
Am I really wonderful?
You are unusual.
Over the hill of the Hammerheads, there is a grand forest, and all the beasts that live there have made me their king. If only I could get back to the forest, I would pass my life very happily there.
Tinman, be careful, you may rust like that.
Oh, the Winkies were very kind to me and wanted me to rule over them after the Wicked Witch died. I'm fond of the Winkies, and if I could get back again to the country of the West, I should like nothing more than to rule over them forever.
Then it sounds like you all need to return to your homes as well. Do you have the golden cap?
Yeah.
I shall use the 3 commands from the cap to command the winged monkeys to carry you, Lion, Scarecrow, and Tinman home, and they'll be free forever.
But what about me? How am I supposed to get home?
Why, Dorothy, you possess the power to leave this entire time. From the moment you arrived, you could have easily left.
What do you mean?
Those silver shoes have the power to carry you back home. All you need to do is click your heels 3 times and command the shoes to carry you where you wish.
You mean I can get home right now?
Why, yes.
You hear that, Toto? We're going home.
Well, Dorothy, what are you waiting for? Click those heels.
I will. Wait, what type of friend would I be without saying goodbye?
Not the friend we've grown to love.
Lion, goodbye. I'll miss you.
Goodbye. Thanks for everything.
Goodbye, Tin Man. Now, don't cry. You'll rest again.
I can't help it. I have a heart that's breaking. I'll miss you, my dear friend.
Goodbye, Scarecrow. You'll make a wonderful ruler.
See you later, friend. I won't forget you.
Are you ready now, sweetheart?
Yes. Thank you all again. I'll cherish our friendship and adventure forever. Take me home to Aunt Em.
Instantly she was whirling through the air so swiftly that all you could see or feel was the wind whistling past her ears.
The silver shoes took but 3 steps and then stopped so suddenly that she rolled upon the grass several times before she knew where she was. She sat up and looked about her.
For she was sitting on the broad Kansas prairie, and just before her was the new farmhouse Uncle Henry had built after the cyclone had carried away the old one.
Dorothy stood up and made a beeline for the farm. Aunt Em had just come out of the house to water the cabbages when she looked up and saw Dorothy running toward her.
Aunt Em, I'm home from the land of Oz, and Toto's here too. And oh, Aunt Em, I'm so glad to be home again.
Couldn't have written it better myself.